Welcome. Cannot. You can hear me now, I think. Yes. Welcome. My name is oomzer, and next to me is. And tonight we are playing. What are we playing? Me or in general the people? Okay. I cannot. Well, someone who makes a game about. Yeah, I mean. So let me just quickly head into the thingy. I don't. Nope, error sound. Nobody heard you sing. Yeah. Why this again? Can you hear
Can
me
say
now?
whatever I want.
I think they can hear you now.
Everybody hear me now? Okay, I believe. I have faith.
Why does this always happen? Okay, they can hear
I
you.
don't know.
You want to start over, or so
Okay,
you
great.
just like wing it from here,
Wing it from here.
or as
Great.
you said,
That's fine.
what did you say again this afternoon? Not eyeball, but freeball it. Freeball it. Let's freeball
Free
it.
bullet, yeah.
Yeah. So we're
So,
playing this game.
playing this game. Playing Nebuchadnezzar.
It's called Nebuchadnezzar, and it's Let me just first thing I'm gonna do is turn off the music because it's so bloody annoying.
Sound could be a bit there, says the goose.
I can still put it higher, but it's just the game music is so annoyingly
Yeah,
loud
it's
and
kind of repetitive, yeah.
yeah, like with all games. But this is Nebuchadnezzar. It's not early access, right?
No, I don't think so,
No,
right? I think it's been
I was
released.
under the impression it
It's
wasn't
been
early
released
access.
actually. No, it was when we started talking about it, but it got actually released in on February the 17th, and actually very soon it's gonna have yeah, very soon it's gonna have its 1.1 update. In fact,
Yeah, because we're now
which is
playing a
gonna
1.0.16s. So
exactly
yeah, so I was
which
on.
gonna have
Yeah,
in the new update they're gonna add sandbox, they're gonna add scenarios, they're gonna add apparently clickable walkers with voiceovers. So
wow.
it's gonna be a lot of new things, so we might
Yes,
have to
yeah.
revisit this game.
For
But
now,
let's
there's
just play it.
indeed no scenarios. I was like, why is there no scenarios here?
There
But
will
that
be apparently.
explains. Yeah, we can play the campaign. It's called Nebuchadnezzar. I mean,
Yeah.
and so
But
I've already played a little bit.
all right, let me have a quick look at this. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you why are you depriving me of the opportunity to talk about this?
I mean, yeah.
We're finally playing a game about the Near East. We never play games about the Near East, and now you don't give me the opportunity to talk about it.
About
So,
what? About the text here.
no, the next, well, we don't care about that text. We care about the next text.
Yeah, I was like saying, I already played some because you don't see all of
Yes.
these. So
Yeah.
I can still
So
put
you're
Ares higher if you want. By the way, they're saying you're still low.
I'm still low. I'm so low. So I guess these are like the stages you go through in the campaign.
Yeah.
So pre-pottery Neolithic A was the first significant Neolithic culture in the Near East. Well, pre-pottery Neolithic A is not a culture; it's a period has various cultures in it.
We haven't even
Um,
started yet.
yeah, exactly. But it pretty much summarizes the fact that it was the first time. So Neolithic is generally defined as this period that agriculture began. We have like the first instances of agriculture and sedentary occupation. So societies stopped being foragers, stopped being pastoralists, and they started, settling to permanent villages. And that's the first phase, pre-pottery Neolithic A, and then we have a second phase on pre-pottery Neolithic B, which says is the culture that followed PPNA. Its root also go back to the Natufian culture. Natufian there, it is in fact a culture, but was also influenced by Northeast Anatolia.
Just
Well,
literally, the rocks in northeast Anatolia influenced that region,
yeah,
or that
all of this is
area.
very weird phrasing. I know what they're trying to do, but it's all like just yeah.
It's like, eh.
So they're defining a period as a culture, which is not like it's not different. Like it's the period includes various different societies. When they're talking about the Ubaid period, yeah, it is in fact a period, and there is then a culture called Ubaid, originally located in southern Mesopotamia, which later also appeared in northern Mesopotamia. So the style of Ubaid, which we know uh, from pottery, the pottery style of Ubaid, although it was much more widespread, and it's simply called the Ubaid period because that's the primary center from which we identified this pottery style. Then we have the Uruk period, which is the development of city life as well as the Sumerian nation Mesopotamia. The city life, yes, during the Uruk period, we have the first cities, and in fact, Uruk being the first city in the world. There is no such thing as a Sumerian nation. There is no such thing as a Sumerian ethnicity.
There's no such thing as a
Um,
nation in 4000 BC,
well,
but okay.
yeah, there's definitely no such thing as a nation, but also like we have this idea of the Sumerians as this unified culture, which is in fact not really true. There were various city states at that point, which we collectively call Sumerians, but they wouldn't identify themselves as Sumerians. There is a Sumerian language, but it's a bit wrong, for example, to talk about a Sumerian religion because, yeah, that religion was quite widespread. And then we have the gendered Nasser period, which we'll be playing in, I guess, because that's where we are.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Another location. It was the local successor to the previous Uruk period, sure.
Just
Similar
another
issues,
place.
but yeah,
I'm just gonna play. Oh, there's more. There's more.
there is more. Okay, let's see. The gendered Nasser period was a culture in southern Mesopotamia that lasted between 3,300 2,900. The main trait of this culture was its pottery. Well, anyway, the pottery products from this period are colorful and often utilize several colors at once. That's correct. Elements are either geometrical or figurative, depicting trees and animals such as birds, fish, goats, snakes, and even scorpions. This period saw significant development of the cuneiform script, also correct. Although the oldest discovered tablets date to the preceding Uruk period, it was during the Gemdet Nasser period that we see significant changes where the script transforms from pictograms to a simpler and more abstract design. This was also when the script received its typical cuneiform appearance. Wow, that's a lot of text. We're
Yeah,
not sure which
there's
language the
more.
tablets were written in, but it is believed that it is ancient Sumerian. The texts are purely administrative, such as counting livestock or allocating goods. Hymns or lists of kings, genres which were highly popular in later periods, are not present. The administrative buildings discovered texts and seals. The administrative buildings discovered texts and seals suggest that cities in this period were highly organized and that the central administration controlled all aspects of the economy, from agriculture to production. Mm. The lack of exotic goods does not suggest prominent international trade, but the prevalence of pottery in southern Mesopotamia reveals intensive contact and trade between local cities. This is confirmed, for instance, by the discovery of a seal in the city of Cemdet Nasser containing the list of cities such as Ur, Uruk, and Larsa. Nice, that's a
There's
recent
more. There's
summary.
more.
So, but we've read this, right? It was a
No,
city
it's a
that was
different text.
founded,
Yeah.
yeah, during the Ubaid period, inhabited until the middle of the 3rd millennium BC. The first archaeological digs here took place in 1926, leading to the discovery of the cuneiform script tablets. Can't remember who actually excavated
So
Cemdet
Angus is
Nasser.
asking for too long didn't read.
Yeah,
Basically,
well,
they're kind of correct, but also not, I guess.
yeah. So the text itself is a little bit awkward. It feels like they sort of picked up the Wikipedia um, the Wikipedia page, and I can prove this because if you go to the Wikipedia page of the Gemmed Nasser period, by defining characteristics, the first thing that it says is the hallmark of the Gemmed Nasser period is its distinctive painted monochrome and polychrome pottery. Designs are both geometric and figurative. the latter displaying trees and animals such as birds, fish, goats, scorpions, and snakes.
But maybe they changed the Wikipedia page. I mean,
Maybe, who knows?
who knows?
I
You
mean,
don't know.
not that I have any issues with them picking the information from Wikipedia. That's absolutely fine. But the text could use a little bit of stronger writing, let's say. Let's put it
Indeed,
like
fellow
this.
WikiQuartz fanatics. Let me hit play. We're gonna play on easy because we don't do difficult stuff here.
No. We do difficult science, that's enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we do. Yeah, so I've been playing this already for a little bit, so I know the basics, kinda.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As one of the many kings of Nebuchadnezzar, a city founded over 1,000 years ago, your task will be to continue developing the city and Sumerian culture as a whole. I'll do my best.
As a whole.
So,
do your best.
you get this dude. He's called, I think he's called, what was he called again?
Angus says no difficult stuff. Try and mine Gak in Valheim.
But this is the tutorial.
Sure.
Which I still need to have on because I haven't played this far. So now
new icons appeared. Oh, I have the unemployment panel.
Because you now can acknowledge people from a higher social class. Each social class has its own type of house, and each slot requires workers from a specific class. You can find the required class on the slot card, right next to the number of workers.
Oh my god, they really just picked up the text from Wikipedia. It suggests that the settlements of this period were very organized, with central administration regulating all aspects of the economy, from crafts to agriculture. Like that's a little bit of plagiarism. Like, it's fine to get your information from Wikipedia, but don't plagiarize. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
don't be that person.
Yeah, so we're still in the tutorial, so now I have to do all the tutorial stuff.
Sure.
We're now doing the trade thing, the diplomatic relations.
Okay. We don't have any diplomatic relations.
We also have nothing here, so. The R key to rotate.
I like the map.
Yeah,
it's like the cities have been placed a little bit further away for the sake of clarity, but other than that,
this map.
Yeah, the distances between the cities, but other than that, the map looks really cool.
It's he was Gilgamesh, by the way.
Who was Gilgamesh?
I have now got the Steam achievement Epic of Gilgamesh because I've probably completed all the
tutorials or something.
So this is what's also very fun, I think, about this game. In fact, it's isometric, which is not something you see that often anymore, and I really don't like.
So talk to me. What is exactly an isometric city builder? Because this game brands itself as an isometric city builder.
So I'm not completely 100% sure, but I get the feeling, or at least I think, is the fact that you have this fixed position. As in, I can't rotate the camera, I cannot twist the thing, and it's diagonal to the grid. So you can see the grid here.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
They're just squares, but the isometric, it's like I'm not seeing those squares. I'm like on the diagonal line of those.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but it's also kind of awkward sometimes. Many times, I can tell you, because you can sometimes not really see where you're placing things, and also not the ability to not turn around or like swing around the camera. That's something I don't like. I really don't like that. But
yeah, because it kind of makes the placement significantly more difficult, right?
Yeah, sometimes you just literally can't see anything because, or see where you place stuff because there's something in the way, and you're like, sure, but
isometric is a certain kind of projection for drawing 3D views, says Pasco.
Yeah, of course he knows. I mean, that's
Pasco didn't know. Who would?
So I think this was the last tutorial thing because it's really, you don't really get to do much, but so the first couple of tutorials are really like, how do you place a building, how do you do this, how do you do that, but
but we know these kind of things.
I mean,
we know how to place buildings.
Irrigation, eat.
Irrigation crucial at this point, but where are we irrigating from exactly?
A river.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes, but where is the river?
It's up there, but I can't go.
Okay. So I guess the map that we're playing on is realistic, right?
As in,
is my guess.
what do you mean?
Like we're
Realistic?
playing on the, like it should be like the position of the city and stuff is as it should be on the map that we saw before. So we're playing in the in Mesopotamia. That's where we're playing in the campaign, I guess.
Yeah, we're here, but
yeah,
can't
okay.
really zoom in or anything.
Oh, that kind of sucks. It would be nice to be able to zoom in there a bit. So isometric video game graphics are graphics employed in games and pixel art which angle the viewpoint to reveal facets of the environment that would not be visible from top down or side view, thereby producing a three-dimensional effect. Despite the name, isometric computer graphics are not necessarily truly isometric.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that? I want more. Or give me more water.
More.
Yeah. So here we can see that I've made the canal too long, so the pumps here
can't get the water.
Sustain the water. Yeah. So
how do we see that?
Like you can see, it's not really clear. I think on stream for you.
Oh,
but you
because
can see that the water just like disappears.
Stops
here.
there. Yeah, and the same holds true for the edge of this canal, like the main canal, I guess.
Yeah. But you can like.
Yeah, so you need pumps to make sure that the water flows. Pumps. Are they called pumps or are they called levers?
No, pumps, I think. Yeah, irrigation pump.
Irrigation pump, okay. Sure. It's fine.
Sure, that's fine.
Fine. I will try to not be too critical, you know? As much as I can. We already had a difficult start there. But
yeah, indeed, the old school look with the updated graphics, I do like that. It also really plays, it's really smooth, as in it just loads pretty quickly and there's no real, like, it's not so this is annoying, the damn roads. Because you can't like draw a road somewhere. Now it's removed the canal.
The frustration.
Yeah,
I mean the isometric is nice and all, but
here I miss the ability to like swing around and stuff.
Yeah, so I wonder. I mean, I'm pretty sure the developers have explained as to why they wanted to do the isometric.
I think it's just a retro vibe.
But yeah, I guess. In the campaign, players get to rule over influential historical cities filled with magnificent monuments. Yep.
So I gotta say, the tutorial is kind of, yeah. There's suddenly extra stuff I've never seen before, like the port and the villa and the fishing pier and everything. I was like, the standard market.
There is a poor market and a standard market.
Yeah.
There's a stella, okay. There is a house. Okay, build a house. Yeah, some houses. It's gonna be needed. And can you zoom in, or you cannot zoom in even?
I can, but my scroll wheel is broken. Remember, so when I zoom in, I cannot guarantee we can zoom out again.
Oh, damn!
As you can see.
Oh, now. Look at them!
But maybe there's
them coming.
There's a hotkey for zoom in.
Yeah, page up, page down.
Oh yeah, I knew that. No, that's speed.
Oh shit!
But it should be one.
Page up, page down is the speed. What kind of weird keybinds are these? No, it's not right. Speed game. It doesn't say page up, page down. On camera.
In a num up, num down.
Oh, num up, num down. What? That's different anyway.
Can't zoom in or out. So
welcome.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
Let me just check one last time because there should
old
be
school
one,
keybinds. There should be camera keybinds, no? No, I guess
No,
not.
there's left shift, but I don't think that does anything.
Advisor, game speed.
Yeah, camera movement up down.
There is camera rotation, apparently.
Yeah, but that's
There you
the
go.
asymmetric. Yeah, okay. But it's not the free
Yeah,
view
it's
you get
something.
everywhere.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
but
wow.
you can see things.
I can zoom
With the
into a
mouse?
certain level. Like, this is the standard level, I think.
Ah, okay, nice. The city looks the houses look kinda nice. A little bit crowded, I guess.
Yeah, but these are
But
like
kinda nice.
the shacks.
Yeah. I kind of dislike the idea that the first things that you build in a city builder, are always crappy houses.
I
Like,
mean, I can build villas. I could build villas, right?
yeah, but you can't build as many and you can't houses. But why not just houses? Why do they have to be sucks?
Because
Why do they have to be crappy houses?
game.
Yeah, but what does it gain from it?
So, yeah, I don't know.
Like that you're straight up going for a grid pattern.
That there's not much else I can do, right?
Yeah, it's one of the problems, that it's very unlikely that these kind of cities would have any form of grid pattern.
Yeah, but makes sense. But
not early on.
everything is square in this game, so I mean, I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess in that sense, what was the other game? The Foundation that had
yeah, that had
non-grid
the
pattern, right?
free-flowing non-grid pattern.
Yeah.
Which I really like as well, but also can get a little bit sometimes.
But I think it would work much more for the historical content of this game. So okay, here's my problem with. I think one of the things that we will be talking about a lot is my problems with city builders. But here is one of my problems, right? I can't get too much out of the historical content here. I just like, not much is happening for me to like start talking about. Like, okay, I can talk about whether things look nice or not. They look kind of nice. They are pretty okay, I would say. I mean, they have some odd things, sure. For the most part, a lot of this stuff we just don't know how they would look. So whatever, it's open to interpretation. Great. Okay, we had a bot. Wanna become famous? By followers, primes, and
we
views.
already are famous, but
we're already bot. Come on, K Squadron 2277. What a bot
big
name.
follows.
Bigfollows.com.
No thanks.
Anyway.
Only want small follows.
Yeah. Size doesn't matter, bot. So as I was saying, yeah, sure, like agriculture, we're doing it, and irrigation, and we're doing it, and we're close to Tigris and Euphrates, and we're kind of doing that as well. And okay,
Yeah, there isn't much like real.
Like we can talk much more broadly. So use this as an excuse to sort of lecture on various topics regarding Near Eastern society and technology and city building and whatnot. But only because it works as a proxy for as an excuse for doing so, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But it's not per se like, I don't know if that's the intention of the game. I mean, they really seem to embrace it, which is really nice. They from the things that they've stated, it's very clear that they really want to do ancient Mesopotamian things. So that's all like really dope, and I'm really happy about this. And I can see like, how I could use this game as an excuse in my classrooms to talk about things and while playing the game. But it's also a city builder. So you kind of have to play with the like it doesn't. It pushes for like it's great that it has a different setting that not many games have. But from what I've seen, and admittedly I haven't played the game, it doesn't push like the concept with some kind of new
No, yeah,
mechanics
no.
or
I mean,
kind of
I've not
standard,
really,
right?
I've not really explored the game as much, but I think it does like it brings new stuff to the table which old isometric games didn't, and also just in sheer playability and the fact that the UI is okay. I mean, I'm a UI guy. It's kind of good. I mean, I get it. Some hotkeys I would change, but you can do that.
Yeah.
That's really what I think they went for. As in, there's a generation now, like you and me,
Yeah.
the people at a certain age who have played a lot of these games, who
Yeah.
would like this game because they're like it brings them back to a certain time in their childhood. Like, oh, I played this when I was younger, and also
Sure.
it also I mean, it's not like revolutionary. It's not.
No, I mean, it can be well done. Doesn't have to be revolutionary. Pasco says, I believe that falls under the knowledge utilization module on NVO grants, which, yes. Angus, yes, but Devil's Advocate here, it is not strange that devs go for a standard game mechanics for a city building in this place that, according to archaeologists, invited the standard city.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It didn't,
And
yeah.
also, people are leaving the city. We
No,
cannot
why?
provide your people with the living conditions that they're used to and expect. Left with no choice, they have decided to search for a better life elsewhere. Don't leave! And show
Don't
me where.
leave.
So,
Show me where they are going.
Yeah, then it shows you the city, like.
People are coming back.
Yeah.
What?
So
That was a quick decision.
I was explained this in the tutorial. It happens when you're like, so we can look at the house here, the poorhouse. So it's upgraded from a shack to a poorhouse. And so the level 1, the poorhouse, or the shack doesn't need anything.
Yeah.
The level 2 needs bread and milk. But what happens?
Alright.
That explained. You need the market to like they transport the milk and bread around the city.
Yeah.
When they do their first runs, the first houses will run out pretty quickly of bread and milk, and then they'll like be angry and they leave because they don't have the stuff they want. But it says, "Don't worry, they'll come back."
Don't worry, they'll come
That's
back.
literally what the tutorial said. Like, yeah, but they'll come back. I was like,
they will
tutorial.
be back. So, invented the standard city. Yeah, well, they think they conceived the concept of a city. That doesn't mean that the city looked exactly as our cities look today, right? I mean, maybe we have this concept, sure, but that doesn't mean that it was like this. What other cities did they live in? Utrecht? No, Omar lives in
I mean,
Utrecht.
I'd like to think of Utrecht as a real old Mesopotamian city, but
Sure. But other cities of the time were cities like Uruk, as we've already said, Ur, Larsa, Isin. So Jemdet Nasser, in theory now we're located in Jemdet Nasser. Yeah, no, not talking about historical reality, more the story arcs tell about it. Well, we didn't hear what other cities they were living in, right? Didn't tell us.
yeah, you kind of have the screen we were at before. But yeah, sometimes the music or the sounds get really high. I'm just quickly.
Yeah. I like I enjoy. I don't necessarily enjoy, but I like the fact that there are these loud noises.
What I also really like is the fact that you can go up to 3 speed, which is great.
Yeah.
But you can also go up to super fast 12 speed
Whoa.
mode. So there's
Nice.
you can like 4 times the speed. So when you're 1 speed, you can go to 4. When you're at 2 speed, you can go to 8. And when you're 3, you can go to 12 speed. Yeah. Power.
Nice.
I like that because I hate waiting in games.
System, actually.
Yeah, so that's I think something they really expanded on.
If you go down of if you go down of cities was here, then people will take that as a given and build ancient Near Eastern city builders. Sure, but and that's fine. That's not the issue, right? I mean, that's not what's at stake. I mean, nothing is at stake really. For one, I just For starters, just to not be hypercritical for everything, I really appreciate the fact that city builders have started using the Near East. So we now have Sumerians and Nebuchadnezzar as two key city builders of the present time, set in the Near East. So that is already a great development, if you ask me.
I mean,
I mean, we get to see something that is a bit different, right? We get to see something that we've done in the past a bunch of Roman city builder games because Rome was kind of cool and you wanted to build Rome and whatnot.
Who doesn't want to build Rome?
We've done a lot of we've done a lot of annos, medieval city builders like later Renaissance city builders or 19th century city builders. We've done a lot of stuff, and we've done a lot of futuristic city builders, and a lot of futuristic like economic simulators and whatnot. Also, all great, but it's kind of nice that they're pushing it back. And
so I'm just quickly gonna wrap my last beer. So if you keep the people entertained.
I will bring the Doc Randoms bus in a moment. But so as I was saying, it's kind of great that they're going back to they're going to the ancient Near East to find something a little bit different. And I guess they kind of have to play with the conventions, but you could see it as we have a new setting floor. That's great. So we're exploring different graphics and different settings and different names, but we're basically keeping exactly the same gameplay. Or you could say we see this as an opportunity to diversify because every new setting offers you new opportunities to do different things. So you can reskin various. I'm not saying that the developers have done this because I actually haven't played the game and I'm not going to pass the developers until we have some hours in this game and see what they've done, and then we can have like a more complete view. But in my perception, like you should take advantage of the new settings that you're exploring and not just reskin games just by moving the settings.
So I can't zoom in any more than this, but okay. I think they've done some work on the, like, you can't click the workers yet, but they did do some work on the, like this, the images of the workers. They're more 3D than you think. I think, like it looks pretty neat. Yeah. Or is that just me?
I can't really tell from Discord in this.
From the like the blocky, choppy view.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I got a feeling like they have the isometric view, but the game is not. It doesn't have the same qualities or the same graphics as the isometric game. It's literally much better than that, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard. I mean,
yeah, but
we're not talking about
good,
90s, so.
Yeah, I can see that it sort of retains the old school feeling while just looking better altogether.
And also just playing better and being able to go to 12 speed, which is amazing.
Yeah. Srango said, do you hate waiting in games, Omar? Is that
knew.
why we don't stream together anymore?
What do you mean don't stream together anymore? That's not true.
We're playing too much Valheim.
Yeah.
For our own good. Addicted to this game.
So, what I really like is that you can customize your own temple.
Oh wow, shit. Go for it.
Which we're gonna do.
Let me... Okay. In case you didn't know, I literally just published a paper on ziggurats in video games.
Oh, that bridge, man.
Bam!
But I've not done this before, so I have no idea what I've got to do here.
Straight up. So let's see what's up, and then I can like talk at length about temples in the ancient Near East. At length, I tell you. I can bring a lecture. But I'll wait for this to actually be constructed somehow.
What color?
What color? What are our options?
Fluorescent.
Like the color for what?
For the first, we can have two colors, I think, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, let me just check.
Yeah.
Doesn't really show, I think.
Yeah, well, this is a little bit confusing.
Oh. And now it's got missing resources. That's why I'm planning it out, right?
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, I don't get how this works. He says, master of city building games.
Yeah. The connoisseur, right?
Shit. Hmm. Hmm.
Let's see.
It's weird. Why can't I just? It says missing
But you can,
resources.
but you can build it in the corner, right? Or not? I'm confused. There, yeah. No,
No,
still
then
missing resources.
but
So the temple construction is a pretty new and awesome thing. What do you mean a new thing, though?
as in you can build your own, like a customized temple.
Oh, that you can customize it. Yeah, that is pretty dope. That's pretty dope. If we can build it.
If we can figure out how this works.
Yeah.
Or should I first, like, have the bricks there? That might be also the thing.
Bricks would definitely help.
Yeah, I was like, I was in the person like first you plan it and then you, like, get to the brick part.
Yeah, that would also be relatively reasonable. Yeah.
But apparently it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I guess. Let's get mud bricks. I guess you need to collect enough bricks first. Yeah, maybe. Crazy amount of mud bricks will be required for this.
Yeah, shit ton.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Also.
So I think I also need to get to work to getting some better citizens in, or some higher class citizens.
Wow. Are you just bashing the people that live there?
No, the game said they were poor, so I mean.
But how can they? What? How can they be poor?
Well,
It just arrived. How do you? How do
that's
we
what
know?
the game said. I mean.
So based on the location of the city, we should be closer to the river Tigris than the river Euphrates. So we should be getting water from the Tigris, which in fact is one of the two rivers is the more unpredictable one. So in theory,
It should flood.
We should be flooding, yeah.
But it doesn't. I can tell you that it doesn't.
Well, that's yeah, okay. Well, it's not necessarily bad.
I mean,
I guess you need to collect. How many can you model this? Doc Random giving me the high pass to talk about my things. But yeah, you can model this, and a lot of people have tried to model all sorts of stuff in relation to mud bricks. Not a lot, like 5 or 6. And
a
one
lot
of
of
them is
people.
me. I mean, in archaeological terms, that's a lot of people. Okay.
I mean, yeah, sure.
And I'm one of them, but then not for this period, but then for later periods, so for the Assyrian capitals. But I was indeed modeling for my PhD
Why
thesis.
doesn't this fit? Come on.
Oh, you need to remove it. Come on, it's okay. It's okay. I would have moved the road on the other anyway.
This should
Oh
fit.
wow, you went very far with this.
I mean, it didn't fit any other way, so I mean.
Yeah. So yeah, you can model brick construction because we know quite a few things about how these bricks would look like, the type of things that would go inside a mud brick, and then like there have been experiments on how many people would lay bricks for, how much time do people need to lay down bricks and so on.
Oh, we can build it. We can build it.
We can build it. Okay.
So that's how it works. Yeah, just a little bit. So
just we build
like this
a little
tiny
bit of
bit.
temple. We can build a bit.
This is our temple now.
Yeah.
So this is gonna take a long time.
So if you wanna be very authentic here, which I'm not sure if you wanna, but if you wanna be very authentic here, what you should do is you should construct a temple, a small temple first, somewhere in the middle there, like a tiny temple, like not the wall of the temple, just
Just
the
like here
temple.
in the. Oh no! Oh, come on!
Yeah.
It's just like me playing Valheim.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, a Tower of Power.
Yeah. But like small, like this is not small.
How small do you want it?
Small, like does it have just the temple build, like the shrine building somewhere? Does it have a shrine? Is there a shrine even?
I don't think so.
Oh wow.
I don't know actually.
No, it doesn't.
Because
Okay,
like
get
the minimum area is 48, the minimum height is 5, and the minimum number of parts is 120. So
okay.
they're going for the
Also,
full blown.
it
Yeah.
has to begin by being like huge.
Yeah.
Don't think big, think small. Yeah, but apparently we can't build small, which is a bummer. Then you know what? Don't build the. We're gonna go a little bit funky. We're gonna build a big platform of
Of the one or
of
the
the
two?
small ones. Yeah, this one, and build a platform, sort of. Yeah, and then a bit squarish platform. Yeah, do the square platform.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while because I mean.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
When I say a while, it's gonna be a long time.
Yeah. So we don't really know much about the temple at Gender Nasser, which poses a bit of an issue if we want to build an authentic temple. So we're gonna go with building a temple from the city of Uruk because we are like that.
Oh, you are like that. I'm not. I have no idea.
But you're learning, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. I'm taking notes.
There's this notebook, like notes by Aris from Near Eastern Games.
So it's basically kind of the same as all other city builders, as in the fact that you never have to range for all your stuff. You always have like to ferry around stuff
Yeah.
from one warehouse to the other. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I get it also from kind of a realistic point of view.
Yeah, but it's
Notes
just
from Near
annoying.
Eastern Games. Notes from Near Eastern Games. Good book title. Maybe I should do an autoethnographical research on games about the Near East and then just keep notes at all times. And then publish it.
Just notes all the time. Just only notes.
Just notes, yeah. It will be like, yeah, it will be reflective notes on Near Eastern games. Basically. Maybe I should even stream that.
Oof.
The whole process of keeping notes as well, like playing the
Yeah.
game and keeping the notes.
Like writing down everything.
Yeah. That would be a very interesting type of research.
So I've built these villas, and I have
If you're
actually.
up there and you wanna fund me, fund me. Like you're
Please
doing now.
fund
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Exactly like I'm doing now.
I
But then now I'm
guess.
not keeping notes.
I guess they need a standard market. I guess. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, why would you need the poor market? It's a bit awkward that there is this division between poor market and
Yeah.
standard market. Like, what is a poor market
I
exactly?
don't like that because it's basically just yeah, what you call it. It's
Yeah,
doing the same thing over and over again, but then with a different
yeah,
like production chain, which is just annoying.
yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
do like how these rich people only need dates and fish and no pottery, no funky business, no.
Why don't they need pottery though? The rich people, I don't
Yeah, they
get that
probably
really.
already have it or something. So that's
Oh,
something that that's something that I do then like, as in you don't
they're
need to.
coming with their own like.
Yeah, I
they,
we brought our own pottery.
yeah, exactly. Wow.
No, but I like the fact that you don't have to like take into account that they need everything as well. So that you need to like to double all the other resources as well, and then your population takes a hit because that's
Yeah.
very annoying.
Yeah, it's so minimalist decorators, Marie Kondo style. Yeah, I'm sure.
I probably don't want to
I'm
build that.
sure. Pottery does not spark joy. They eat all their food really quickly, so they don't need any storage vessels. They need all the storage vessels because they have the more stuff, right? They have the things. Do we have any like now we have a bunch of houses? Okay. Do we have like any? We have storage houses. Do we have any form of administrative buildings?
No, not yet. I think
This is also kind of
we could
awkward.
build a stele,
A stele is not
a
a
building.
building.
I know. No,
I mean, we
there's
can build it.
no administrative buildings yet.
They just order in from Nebu Eats.
Okay, I like to vote. Vote kick Doc Random.
See, we have a bunch of new people in viewing. Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Here you can see us film.
We are, yeah, and you can hear all about Near Eastern archaeology if you're interested in that. Or you can learn all about city builders by the city builder connoisseur named Omar Oomzer.
Oh damn! I should have named my company the City Builder Connoisseur.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We don't get names for these individuals, right?
Not yet. I think that's something they'll add in the
later on.
the next update, right?
Yeah, maybe. I didn't. I can't check because I didn't see it in the next update, so I'm not really sure what's coming exactly. Let's see.
Angus, you can guess. What do you think the name of my company is? It's not that hard.
I don't know what the updates are.
I think you said it right at the beginning with the version 1.1.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like detailed release notes of other stuff, of whether they're putting names and stuff. It says clickable walkers with voiceovers, so that's different, I guess. Taxes and wages and the sandbox and scenario, these are the things that are coming in.
So, no, my company's name is now not Omar Buchter Civilization. It's a name I often go by, which is easily recognizable.
Hoymar?
No, the name I use now. It's just oomzer. Yeah, I was like, yeah, why not? I mean,
why not?
Why go through the trouble of thinking of another name?
So okay, I see that you're building a perimeter wall, but this really needs to be a platform.
Yeah, I need to fill in the middle as well, but I don't have the bricks yet.
This is, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna put it out there. This is a bit of, it's a bit not nice. So these platforms, they would have, so we're gonna talk briefly about ziggurats here. But this kind of temples, this step platform temples called ziggurats, can talk even more when we start actually building it, had these large platforms that around them they had often baked bricks, right? So fired mud bricks. But then inside of them, which no one got to see because it was just compact, it would either be sun-dried mud bricks or even just rubble. So you don't need all that brick to fill it in reality. Notwithstanding the fact that they wouldn't build this at that point, but that's anyway.
We don't talk about that, right?
We don't talk about that, no. Not now, at least.
So this is something I really hate about like city builders: the fact that you, like, I can build this thing here, but I don't have a warehouse nearby, so then I need to build another warehouse, and then I need just bring the damn, like, bring over the.
Just bring it over.
Yeah.
Just move it. You don't need a storehouse to store it first and then use it. But this is what I'm talking about in regards to standard city builder mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's just annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I don't
city
know.
builders are in general just like, whatchamacallit, they're just economy simulators.
Yes. And that's part of the reason why I don't like city builders.
Because Ares doesn't like economy.
I don't mind economy. It's just that it's not much else. There are points
Yeah,
where it
no,
feels
yeah.
like it's not much else. There is no real like. It's a management game, and I've played my fair share of management games when I was a kid. So I used to play. Well, I used to play a lot of tycoon games. So I played a ton of Zoo Tycoon, but like to exhaustion. But I was also playing a game called Airlines, which is basically you run, a flight company. And it was literally like work. You had all these spreadsheets with like planes and routes and plane crashes and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, for some time that was fun. But when it comes to city builders, Angus, they're urban planning games where you need to stay within budget. Yeah, you need to make sure that, like, for me, right? Like, there are two things here. One thing is that I really don't feel like I'm creating something real in a way. I just feel like I just build a mechanism. I'm not really building a city. I'm just building a mechanism, and I don't view cities as mechanisms that you have to like maximize their profit. So there is that. Just doesn't connect with my understanding of urban environments. Um, and B, I don't like the fact that there's no immediate, there's no close connection. Like when I play real time strategy games and I play games like StarCraft, you have to think about the economy. You have to be active, thinking about like your choices and maximize. But you also get to really interact and really do something with this mechanism that you're building. Here, you're just building the mechanism and then you just see it running.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because okay, there's a campaign, but the campaign is like make sure that your mechanism is running. So like Factorio is a better example of this kind of game because you really need to build a factory, right? That it makes sense. Factorio to me works, or like 2 Point Hospital, it works, but on a city builder, it just doesn't.
What were
I
the
kind of wonder how real urban planners feel about city builders. Actually is actually a really good question that I do not know the answer to.
well,
Maybe I should investigate.
in my first year of history, which is a long, long time ago, I had this course called The City. It was Dutch, but the stad,
Yeah,
the city, and it was all about the city in like history. And we had
yeah,
one week. It was about the digital city, and then they were also talking about games and city builders.
yeah.
And they were like talking about city skylines and
Mm-hmm.
what's the other game? The EA one. What's it called
Which
again?
one is the Sims?
Oh no, Sim City.
SimCity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny. Like all those students were like, "Oh, we're talking about games. Yeah, finally."
Yeah, but that's how I do my classes.
Just like draw them in with games.
I mean, it works.
I mean, the rest of the
What can you
course was
say?
pretty weird,
It's not.
but okay, sure.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah,
get to
sure.
play the game, but that's sad.
Wait, I need to show you to give you a reference of the thing that we're going to be building because we're going to be building something that's relatively basic. So I'm going to send you an image on Slack so you can have a reference here.
Just quickly
So
need
we're
to.
building if we can, because I don't know if we can build this thing.
No, we can't.
I mean, we can sort of, right? But there is no
It's not
temple.
square.
It's It's not square. We don't have to build squared. You can make some like part of the platform protrude.
No, we cannot. Okay,
Such a great example of how the glory of SimCity has waned. You know Skylines, but had a hard time thinking of its granddaddy.
Yeah. Also, I've never really played SimCity. I mean, I had it
No,
when I
me
was young,
neither.
but I just didn't understand it. So all I did was
Yeah.
like get a pre-built city and throw meteors at it.
Yeah. Classic.
I
A
mean,
classic.
that's what you do, right? I mean,
Yeah. Basically that's why you play SimCity. I mean, I'm sure people enjoyed other aspects of SimCity as well, but my limited experience with it was for the most part doing that.
there was a port somewhere in
Describes
here,
most
right?
of my time with early SimCity. There is a port, yeah. I think there should be a port.
Yeah, I saw one,
Very
but
hard to traverse the Tigris though with a port, but with a boat. But anyway, Euphrates is much easier. Godzilla lookalike was just awesome. Yes. But see, so we got all this cool historical information in the beginning about the periods, and we talked about them, right? And we talked about Chen Nasser and the city of Chen Nasser and so on.
and now it's all gone.
And
Yeah.
and now who cares? Like all of a sudden we are in Chen Nasser, but there's nothing reminding us of where we are. You know?
So I
So
think,
that to me is a bit of an issue in that sense when it comes to historical city builders.
yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's just apart from the stuff I just read, I still know nothing about
Yeah,
Mesopotamia. I mean,
yeah.
I know it's there, but that's where it
I
stops.
know it exists. Okay, you made your case. You never have to co-play another city builder again. No, I will co-play other city builder games. I'm just gonna be passing them, like the genre, not the game per se. Because at the same time, I feel like there are some differences between this and the Sumerian game, but because the Sumerian game is made by a single individual, so it kind
Yeah,
of
I
makes
mean,
sense. Uh,
and it's also kind of
but
it's a different game, though.
is it a different game substantially enough for you? Because you've played the, yeah, I see you on Steam. You play a lot of Sumerians.
Not a lot. I just played it a little bit some time
I saw
ago.
you the other day that we were streaming. You were playing
Of
Sumerians.
course, I was. I mean, what were you streaming? Age of Empires.
Age of
Who plays
Empires.
Age of Empires? I mean,
Okay, so why is it different? Why is
well, it's
Sumerians
different in the
different
first
from
fact
this?
that it's not isometric, which
Yeah,
changes a
okay,
lot
but
for me. And also, I feel it's less of an economy simulator, as in
the Nebuchadnezzar
there's less numbers. Y- Like
here.
in Sumerians. Here you really need to like, at least I get the feel that you really need to like get into all the numbers to really make it work.
Yeah.
And I feel in the other one it's you can just F around a bit. I mean, you can still F around here a bit like I'm doing now, but I just get a little bit more relaxed vibe from Sumerians than I get from this game. It's just a
I
little bit
have
more,
to
yeah.
I have to disagree
Well,
because that's a reason
we
for it.
can. I mean, yeah.
So the stated goal of the Sumerians game from the developer is that it is an economy simulator. You don't have anything else. You don't have armies. You don't have conflict. You don't have scenario. You don't have you don't have anything else. You just have economy.
Yeah, okay.
You don't, so by the like it is by default an economy
But I
simulator.
didn't know he said that. So,
I mean, even if he hadn't, let's assume that there is no such statement. What else is there to do besides the economy simulator?
but that's true for all city builders, like we already established.
Yeah,
But
but
I just
here
feel like
it has a campaign as well, right?
yeah, I mean, the campaign is the tutorial. I just feel like
Yeah.
that it's just, yeah, for me this is more hectic, more
Yeah.
More to take care of, more to take into account. As in, you really like the production chains here are way longer than they are in.
Yeah. No, but I can see that. Like I can see how a game like this being more laid back can be appealing.
Yeah, as in like for instance, like um, this entire warehouse is full, and now I need to take care of like storing all the like bringing all the goods to the other cities. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I need to, but I don't really want to. I just want to like build the cigarette. Come on.
Yeah, just let me build the cigarette.
I mean, I get it, but it's just sometimes it's just yeah.
This is a
Like
bit of a
Sumerians, I can play as you saw during another stream. This I can't play like just on the back burner.
Yeah, I can see that. Almost.
I would be if I could fill them in. So this is my problem with isometric city builders. I literally cannot fill in these two spots
because you don't see it anymore.
because I don't see the ground.
Tilt. But if you rotate the camera, not that's very likely, but there you go.
One.
Rotate it again. No, again.
Nope.
Shit. Just did not work out. Yeah, okay. Although, from an architectural point of view, that would make a lot of sense because if you if that's the way you were building it, and you had a gap in between, like how are you gonna start laying the bricks?
Level 1 done.
Yeah, nice. Interesting how mundane take care of things in games like this can be so meh, while in survival games like Valheim, it can be the core enjoyable loop. What do you think about this, Omar?
It depends on mundane take care of things. Like I mean, there's some parts of Valheim I really don't like, as we've mentioned before. But also just like the fact that I need to then, damn, I'm out of food now. I need to go food, but I don't want to go food because I want to finish the damn lighthouse or like you know.
Yeah, but also I think like as you were saying before, like in Sumerians, you also have to take care of mundane things. It's not that it's all running on autopilot at all times. It's just the nature, I think, of the mundane stuff.
Yeah. How do we go up a level?
So how do we build on top of it?
I honestly don't know.
Now now we're building. We've built it a bit too close to the city, which, according to
you,
Augusto McMahon, no, not to me. This would not necessarily be unlike the case. Like the city was probably quite, for some cities, not all of them, it would probably have been quite tightly built, either around it or even if it was at the corner of a city, like there would be buildings. So if
but
you were
maybe
standing within,
maybe I have to like fill in this entire area.
but then it's not very customizable now, is it?
I mean, the decoration is. But
Yeah, okay,
what I could just also do is just not customize it and just build a pre-built one because I literally this takes too much time.
Is there a pre-built one?
Yeah, of course there is.
Let's see. I guess there should be.
Because there's impatient people like when you don't want to build this on the run.
But that takes like why put a pre-built one just to let people figure this out? Like,
Well,
or for everything else, it's like you have to do all these things, and but for the ziggurat, it's like, you know what? If you're bored, just build it. But we can't build it, I guess, because we don't have the material. See, okay.
You can build a little bit farther away if you want.
Yeah, because what I want is I want to put a wall around it and have a courtyard in front of it.
Well, we can't because we don't have walls yet. So.
Yeah, but we will eventually, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
So our
we did
temple
lose
is
all
now
the brick though.
What?
Nice.
How did we lose the brick?
The game.
So wait, now this tiny thing is the temple?
No, that's the construction warehouse. So that's where they can like collect all the bricks.
Okay.
Which they're not doing. Because there's no warehouse nearby, of course.
Ah, city
Store.
builders, am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Question is, will these dudes take the bricks over there? Probably not. Oh, damn. Why did I click that? So I also need to... Then I need another caravan. Ah! To literally ferry the bricks from one... Like, from there to there.
Oh wow. You need a caravan for that.
Yeah.
A little bit extreme. A tiny bit extreme.
Just a tad bit.
So one thing I haven't checked is why this game was called Nebuchadnezzar. If it
Because
starts from like the pre-pottery Neolithic.
Mesopotamia.
Yeah, okay, Mesopotamia, but we're talking about 3,000 years of history here. More because, you know,
But I
it's
mean,
theory. It starts at the pre-pottery stuff. Like,
that's what happens, right? I mean, oh, we're talking about something ancient. Oh, let's just plunk a name on it. Nebuchadnezzar it
yeah,
is.
Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, names of great kings. It's a bit, I don't know. That's another one of those things that I don't necessarily enjoy in city builders is that oftentimes you're given like a status, which in some strategy games like Civilization, I can understand that you're playing a builder, a leader. Then the city builder, like, are you somebody? Like, are you taking care of all these things? What are you doing really?
Yeah.
It's a name to remember, not to spell. You have to remember that it's always spelled with double Z. That's the hardest part, the double Z. The rest, I think it's easy if you remember the name. So, what's the goal of this part of the campaign?
Well, I need to trade, but I don't understand how it works.
Oh, just that, and then we're out of Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, so I'm almost out of money.
So you really have to trade.
Yeah, but I first need to have the pottery there, I think. Which means another caravan. Yay! Where did I store my pottery? Is there any pottery?
I like how you have all this cattle just lying in random spaces. No fence, no nothing. They just sit there.
There's a
these
fence,
animals.
but you just don't see it. But there's a fence.
Oh,
So of
okay.
course we need another warehouse. Yay!
I believe you that there is a fence. How many? What's the range of these warehouses? Like,
It's shit. It's literally
jeez. Like, come on, just buff them a tiny bit, please.
literally if I
Also,
want
the
to like
temple is being built like slowly by itself.
yeah, so I just need to like transport all the bricks there.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You okay with that?
I mean, what can you do?
What can you do indeed? Yeah.
A mental fence. I am on the mental fence.
You are broke. You are out of money, but the
You're...
people in your city still have faith in your leadership and believe you. I believe you should get another chance. They have put together their last savings to help you. That's very democratic of you.
Also, coins, like, what? Why? Why are there coins? Why are there coins? There should not be coins.
I know.
There should not be coins. This is like, see, these are the kind of stuff that annoy me with reskinning instead of thinking actively about what you're doing with the period. Like, oh, we have to do money. No, you don't. Like, in Sumerians, it has like wheat, right? It doesn't have money, or
Yeah.
am I wrong?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
it has
the state workers and the like the
yes,
private workers.
yeah. So you work with freaking grain. why aren't we working with grain as a like we have grain, but it's not our primary. Like why coins? Why money? There was no conception of money. God damn it!
Maybe that's why I like. Maybe that's why I like Sumerians.
Maybe that's why you didn't think of it as an economic simulator so much as this
I
one.
maybe that's you're actually right there. As in, it's not something which is like there. It's not
Yeah,
like on your nose.
yeah, exactly. Really poor choice. Of all the things they could have gone for,
I mean, I
this
get
is
it,
a
but
bit of a poor choice.
it's not like I get it, but it just doesn't work. It's not
Yeah,
a capitalism
I don't know.
simulator.
No, it is not a capitalism simulator, but they make it like a capitalism simulator. That's another thing that I don't like about these kind of games. Among all the other things I
Many others.
don't like about
Yeah.
city builders.
Is no. I still don't know how this trading business
But
works.
like, here's the thing: these kind of games. So when when you're actively thinking about city design and city building, there are a lot of parameters that you have to take into account, and that there are a lot of parameters that you cannot control. In city builders, it's always about efficiency, which is inherently a very capitalistic notion that
Yeah.
the workings of society should work on the basis of efficiency at all points. So, but by and large, cities that grow naturally, which is something that happens very often, not too many
It's
cities are
kind
pre-planned.
of a city thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So these cities that grow naturally, they like they are not efficient in their growing necessarily. Like people don't think necessarily on the basis of efficiency. They might be thinking on the basis of custom, on the basis of the thing that they were used to do, on the basis of their own like expectations or understanding of how a city works. They're not always going to build on a grid. They just like if you look, for example, at Ottoman cities or Ottoman villages, they're all over the place. Like there's this extremely chaotic design that you can't really predict in a way.
Like with all ancient or all old cities. Like, I mean, if you ever look like a Dutch old city, I mean, they're like, "Oh, what's happening here? How?"
Yeah,
Like
like
Leiden.
even Leiden. Yeah, Leiden
Yeah.
is a very good example of this. That you think of Leiden as this square because it's sort of squarish with the canal around it. So you expect to see a grid in it, but in reality, there's no real grid in
There's
it.
no.
Like
Yeah.
the
I mean,
cities
yeah.
just go all over the place. The streets, sorry.
An organic city builder. I mean, foundation. Yeah, indeed. What Pesco says.
Yeah,
I think that would get closer, as in you could just build upon, like you can build upon your structures, and you
yeah,
don't have to
but
grid. Not having the grid really helps.
yeah, but also I one thing that I would do is all these robots that we have now running around, just make them make their own choices. So, for example, uh, from the way that we're looking at the city now, right in the on the right hand side, top right hand side,
Yeah.
we have no, yeah, I
Oh
mean
yeah,
the
you're on
from
the
the
way.
buildings
Yeah.
where we have the yeah where we have the temple being built, for
Oh yeah,
example,
here. Yeah,
right?
this one. Yeah.
So we have that storehouse that bricks are being moved. So there we have a road, and this road makes no sense from a functional point of view. Like you could you could like if you were just a person moving the mud bricks, you would move diagonally. You
Yeah.
wouldn't move in
You
this
would
very
like
strict
to.
pattern,
Yeah, but we can't because it.
but you can't make it.
Yeah.
So instead of having you make the road, if you make the road and the road is for some reason like you want to have that road, but the people don't want to take the road.
I
God
don't
damn
want
it!
to take that road. I want to take another road.
Yeah, but it's like you can think about this as these patches of grass that are usually next to sidewalks, right?
Yeah.
And very often you see people crossing the patches of grass diagonally, and then there is a path there, and you can see that no matter what the planner wanted, people will always go over the patch of grass. No
Yeah.
matter, like
It's
put
in
up a
Dutch. In
sign that
Dutch, they call it olifantenpaadje.
what?
An elephant road or an elephant.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah, that's
because
like
you step like yeah,
the pieces you just cut off. Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah. That's a very good term, actually.
Yeah. Because elephants, they are supposed to do that in nature as well. Like they cut off little pieces of the track.
Yeah, they don't really care
And
about what's under them.
they leave like a mark of where they've walked. So,
Yeah.
but that's also
So
something Sumerians doesn't do. As in, it does do
no.
that. As in, it makes the roads by where the people walk. Foundation does that
Yeah.
as well. So you don't have to care about building roads, which I like because I hate roads.
Yeah. So, but I think one of the things that would be very nice to do in this kind of games would be to make the AI a bit smarter and make it an active agent in your game, so they can actually disrupt your planning. That's the primary thing that is missing from, I think, from city builders.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some city builders do have a little bit more of that, as in when they automatically do the road stuff. But then also it gets really funky sometimes, and they're taking routes. You're like, what?
Yeah, but also like they still follow the grid pattern. They still follow, very specific things. Or the other type of agency that is usually being put is people leave your city or people are rebelling. Like, okay, but this is kind of boring. Like, who are they rebelling against? Who are you? Like, what is happening?
The power.
Yeah, like that's not how that's not how things work. Like people rebel and they overthrow you. Okay, and then what? Do they put someone else? Do I keep playing? Like, what's happening?
Like in Tropico, where you can actually when you're overthrown, it's like done. It's like,
Yeah,
so I want to know what happens when I run out of money again. I really want to
I
know what
guess
happens.
you're done. Oh, we have 666 though.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck. I don't really know what to do
But why aren't we making the money? Like,
because we're not
why
trading.
aren't why are we
Because
not
of course
trading?
this economy is in like it's gone. Because of course I didn't set it up efficiently,
Yeah,
which is also something I don't really like. As in, you need to set it up efficiently to have it
yeah.
work. I'm like, let me just plunk it down, let me just do it, and then
Let me do it, and I'll see for myself if it's efficient.
yeah.
God damn it. But as it was the case with the Sumerians, this doesn't give us the options like the opportunities to talk about history that much. I like that mechanic in Annals of Rome too, where there can be a rebellion after which you just keep playing. Yeah, I think that's a valid thing to do. It really depends on like what is the idea behind this game. If the idea is that you are, yeah, like Hammurabi, you're Hammurabi, so if you're done, you're done. Or if you're like playing as a, just the invisible hand of city building, uh, or if you can keep playing and having to start bottom up again, basically a little bit like the festival game that we're playing with Times New Roman. Forgot the name now. What was the festival game?
The what?
That festival game,
Citizen of Rome, I think.
Citizen of Rome, which is not a city builder, but you get what I
It's
mean.
got the word city in it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I really want to get out of Gender Dasher because it's a very brief period and it's relatively uninteresting to me.
we can just do another one. I mean,
But we have to go to the next
we
one.
can do
We
an
can't
earlier
do the
one
next.
because we can also build the Uruk period. Let's do that one because
We can do the Uruk period, yeah.
we also get to build a
The
ziggurat.
temple. Oh, nice. So this drawing is very nice. This drawing,
Yeah,
more likely, it's an inspiration from
old
some of the
world
drawings from the city of Ashur. Yeah, maybe old
and also old
world.
world. Definitely old world, right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, they must have been in development at the same time. So maybe, but also
yeah,
maybe not.
maybe just so King Enmerkar has a very important
Animal
task for
Care?
you.
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
to build the city of Uruk and in it a grand temple to the goddess Inanna.
And yeah,
Inanna. I don't know.
That's really interesting.
I'm butchering some names. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So from a mythological point of view, there seems to be this idea that there has indeed been the king Enmerkar, which according to some king lists, he must have reigned for something like, 400 years. So that's not very likely. But he's found so the thing is that in later so a lot of these names of these kings, we know them from king lists, right? Yeah. And the king lists, they, especially in the beginnings of the second millennium, but also later, they are mostly being used as a tool to legitimize kingship. So it's sort of this sequence of kings, and it explains why the king that we have now is basically the king that should be
because
here.
he's the great grandfather of the great father of the one who ruled for 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. So for Enmerkar, he's been credited as the first king of Uruk, as the person who built Uruk. So that's,
I mean, that's kind of a
it's
big
fine.
deal.
It's fine that he's placed there. Yeah, yeah. And this idea is already from the third millennium BC. So from the next period that we were playing, that's more or less where it ended. He was not considered this kind of god king like the next ones, like Lugalbanda and Gilgamesh, of course. These are sort of more god kings style of thing, while what's his face? Enmerkar is
I
a
mean,
priest king.
he's a king, but he's not the king.
He's not a god.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the founder, but he's not the god.
Which
Yeah.
is weird if you're the founder. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. But the interesting that they've done their reading for sure. I'm sure they have checked some books to make sure that
Not just
they put
only the
their.
Wikipedia, but also some books.
These kind of things are still mostly can be found in Wikipedia. Of course, I can actually check in the Uruk Wikipedia page if it mentions Enmerkar. Let me see. Bam. Let's have a look.
And I also suppose when you're making a game, you want to make sure that at least some parts of it are kind of correct.
Yeah. So yeah, according to the Wikipedia page, Enmerkar is there, and according to the Wikipedia page, still, and also what we know is that the idea is that he constructed the House of Heavens, which is that's the residence of the goddess Inanna.
Which
yes,
what we're supposed to build. So
yeah, so it kind of makes sense. They whether they took all their information from Wikipedia or not,
I don't think they did.
They've done it. They've done it right as well. They know what they were making. Maybe they didn't take necessarily advantage of the potential of the period, but they definitely know what they're doing. Yes. So Inanna, you might also know her as Ishtar, or later on Astarte, is actually one of
You mean
the
Ishtar? Yeah,
Ishtar, yeah.
The one of the gate?
Ishtar. Yes.
Cool.
Exactly. The one from the gate. So here's the thing with gods from that period, there are usually two names, right? There is an Akkadian name and a Sumerian name. So the Sumerian language sort of stands on its own in terms of as a language family, and then the Akkadian language is Semitic.
Yeah.
But both the Akkadians and the Sumerians, if we can group them as societies, they share the same pantheon. But they had different names for the gods because it's different languages. So that's why Ishtar is the Akkadian name and Inanna is the Sumerian name. So that's why later on, because the Assyrians would write in Akkadian, they would call it Ishtar, for example. But the Sumerian name, or in this case, we're now in Sumeria, it would be called Inanna. So Inanna
So I mean,
is...
they did that research, and as in it that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, also it's called the Inanna district like if you read about the city of Uruk, there is the Inanna district, so makes sense. It was relatively easy to go for. She's one of the patron gods or goddess. She's associated with the city of Uruk, not necessarily the patron goddess. So she is one of the most important gods and goddesses of Uruk, but not necessarily the patron. So the
Yeah.
patron god is the god Anu. And there is a temple dedicated to Anu with the white ziggurat on top. But she's directly related with Uruk, and particularly the Eanna temple and complex. She has been very influential as a goddess. So the Phoenician goddess Astarte comes from Ishtar, hence the similarity on the name, and also the Greek goddess Aphrodite shares a lot of characteristics with Ishtar and with
So they
Inanna.
just stole that, probably. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of the Greek gods and a lot of the Greek stories and mythos actually comes from the Near East. So, so there is that. Inanna is one of the most badass characters in Near Eastern mythology. That's why I know a lot about it. There is actually a book called Inanna, Queen of Heaven and Earth, which has stories and hymns dedicated to Inanna coming from Sumer. Very nice. So Inanna as a goddess, she was associated with a lot of things. She was associated with love, like beauty and sex and desire, but also with fertility, with war, with like political power, with the moon, all sorts of stuff. But all these attributes were accumulated over time. So as more temples dedicated to Easter would be built in different places, she would accumulate more characteristics. So a very important temple to Easter, to Inanna, is in Uruk, but there is a very important temple to Ishtar, for example, built at the city of Nineveh. She was married to Dumuzi, the Shepherd god king, and there is a very nice story about how she and Dumuzi meet and where they have sex for the first time. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it's actually a very nice
they
hymn.
met each other underneath the tree.
A tree, actually. Yeah, that's exactly the story.
I mean,
That they met on.
there's no like bicycle sheds. So I mean,
Yeah. She actually is really badass because she went to the underworld and back. One on the only person that managed to go to the underworld and come back out alive, but she sort of kind of messed up her husband in the process. It's a bit of a story, but let's say that yeah, didn't work out very well. It didn't work out very well. What else do we know about Inanna? A lot of things, of course. So there is this very famous vase called the Uruk vase. I'm gonna blank it out in the chat.
that's a very
Or the Warka vase, as it's also known. If there are any of my students in the chat right now, they will be like having nightmares about this.
poor students.
So this Warka vase or this Uruk vase is this thin stone vessel, sort of long. Think about it as a really big glass, which was found in Uruk, and it has different registers. And at the bottom register, it has plants. It's sort of a structure of society, of the Uruk society. So at the bottom, it has plants. Then above the plants are the animals. Above the animals are the people who are taking tribute to their king, so they're carrying food and all sorts of stuff. And then at the top, it's the king and his courtiers. But the king is portrayed as a bit bigger. That's the convention for Near Eastern art. The king, or the most important person, is always portrayed a bit bigger. And the king is offering the tribute to the goddess Inanna. And we know it's the goddess Inanna, in fact, because you could only just see a character, but behind that woman, there are these very characteristic reed doorposts. So if you see in the pictures, there are these long things that have a little circle on top of them, and these are reed doorposts, and these are the symbol of the goddess Inanna. So even if the goddess does not appear, if these doorposts are there, it means that Inanna is there.
The more you learn.
The more you know, yeah. The more you know. So, Inanna.
Yeah, we're gonna build
Is
the monument to her.
Yeah, let's do that. There's a lot to. I'm really looking
There.
forward to see.
It's probably just a generic one, I guess.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, I
So
don't.
very interestingly, when Inanna went to the underworld, she met her sister called Ereshigal.
Totally.
Ereshigal was the goddess of Kur and the goddess of the land of the dead. And she was married to Nergal. If you're a metal fan, you know Nergal from Behemoth. No relation.
I mean, could be a relation. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I like metal. I don't know every metal band though. Like the death the black metal is not really my thing.
Yeah. So another interesting thing with Inanna is that actually in the Epic of Gilgamesh, when Gilgamesh came back with Enkidu, returned to Uruk after killing Humbaba, Inanna was like, this Gilgamesh guy, kinda hot, kinda like him. And Gilgamesh was like, nah, maybe you're the goddess of heaven, but
Not
I
for me
don't
though.
like you. Not for me, not for my heaven. And then she got really mad. She got really mad and she wanted to fight him. And she basically all heaven broke loose kind of situation. So she got the bull of heaven. She was talking to Anu, to the higher god, and she was like, "I'm really mad. I'm really mad. This guy just doesn't want me. Just give me the bull of heaven, and I'm gonna just release the bull of heaven on the
On
city
it.
of
Yeah.
Uruk." Yeah. Anu in the beginning was like, "No, why would you do that to the poor city?" But then she's like, "No, I really want it." So Anu was like, "Okay, get it."
Okay, because she
Then,
asks so nicely. Okay,
yeah.
come on.
But then Gilgamesh is the god king, so kills the bull, offered it to the sun god Shamash, uh, making Easter really mad, curses Gilgamesh, and then eventually things didn't turn out super great for Gilgamesh. But that's what happens if you get cursed by one of the most important goddesses.
I mean, that's never a good thing to happen to you.
No, that really is not where you wanna be.
No.
That really is not where you wanna be. When it comes to goddesses, and especially goddesses as powerful as Ishtar. Yeah.
So I don't think we'll finish this one before the end of the stream.
Oh no.
But
It's
I can.
going a little slow.
Yeah, it's
But what can you do?
what can you do? But I can show like when we're not gonna make it. We might make it. I'm not sure. But if we're not gonna make it, I can show you the one I built before. So
Yeah, for sure.
we can at least take a look at that one. You can rant about how it doesn't.
I can. I most definitely can.
You probably will because it's. I mean.
Yeah, because it's me.
And also because probably doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So one of the one of the problems here is that we're building a ziggurat, I guess, for Easter, but there wasn't really a ziggurat for Easter. Like the kind of building that we can sort of call a ziggurat is it's the White Temple that's dedicated to Anu, not to Ishtar. But we'll see what we're building. I don't know yet.
I like how you just rises from the ground like poof, it's there.
Like,
Maybe if I
damn,
just hit the E key, it goes so fast.
appear.
I like this as well. I also don't have enough workers. I can see now.
I keep getting notifications on my phone from like the Corona app, from the Corona Melder. It's like, why don't you open your Bluetooth? We need to spot where you are to see if you have Corona. And I'm like, I'm not getting out of my freaking house. Why are you teasing me?
But what does it say? Like you need to open the app or?
It says we can't send you notifications because you don't have your Bluetooth on.
Wow.
Like, why do you need to send me notifications if I'm stuck in the bloody house? Notify me that what?
That you might have
That
a
what?
suspicious contact.
Yeah, maybe the person on the house next to me because it's so close.
I mean, I was in an exam once. I think this was like in November or something. It was an evening exam, and I mean, there was distance, but still, you're in the same room with a lot of people, like for 3 hours long. And so the next Monday, it was on Friday. And the next Monday, I had to work with one of my colleagues. Well, I also worked with on Friday, and she was like, "Yeah, I had this notification from the Corona Melder app that I had contact with someone." I was like, "How is that possible? Because like we worked together the entire Friday. Why didn't I get one?" Well, I did get one, and it turns out everybody got one.
Oh well.
Because there's like someone in that room with like at 10 meters away at Corona, and we're all like, "Yeah, come on, like that's impossible."
Yeah, it's I mean, if people are using it, it's a good thing. But I also feel like people are simply not using it all that much.
Yeah.
And it lies because it says that you don't need to have your location on, but then you have to. And you're like, but you said I don't need to have my location on.
Yeah, well, it needs your Bluetooth, but then I don't really get how it works. But I'm like, sure, fine, let's just do that.
But gotta use it still. What can you do?
I mean, we're gonna get another one soon, so I mean.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, how I like this when I can just 12 times this. Oh,
Well, people are leaving your city.
don't care.
You're going fast, and people are leaving your city.
Yeah, because this economy is screwed up as well, I think.
You have so much money.
I don't have enough workers. I just need more people.
Need more.
Yeah, a limited.
Wow. Just build them.
I can't because like all the people in the middle.
They can't actually
access their house.
Damn it. Makes sense, I guess.
Who needs roads?
I guess.
We don't need roads where we're going.
I like how you put it all one to the side from the previous block. Like, just
I like how instantly all the other houses upgrade.
Yeah. The other houses are like, okay, there are other houses now, so we will become better. Look at them coming back to the city.
It's also because the shacks don't need anything.
Yeah.
So you can just build tons of shacks and you don't need to like.
Isn't that a little bit unbalanced though?
Yeah, but I don't like balance.
You don't like balance? You don't want balance? But I don't get why they're leaving again. They were literally just coming back.
So oh wow, that's so quick.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly. So the standard house at the which the third level needs pottery and water. When that runs out, it will downgrade to a level 2 house, which I don't have, I think.
Because you don't even have a level 2 house.
which
It's
is
either 1 or 3.
bread or milk, and then the level 1 is the nothing.
Yeah, but it's then crappy.
Yeah. So it also
People in
houses
level
less
1
people.
houses, they don't eat.
It houses less people, so the standard house houses 94 people.
Wow.
Which is kind of a lot
What
for
is
a house.
for a house? Yeah, absolutely.
And the shack
Jesus
only
Christ.
houses 30. But I think it's more like it's not really one house, as in it's multiple houses.
Is it the neighborhood that houses 94, or is it like if you click on a different neighborhood? Would it...
No, it's the house.
Yeah, it's
But I
no,
think
it's not a house, right?
it's like a house complex, as in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
So
they're
that's
going
what I'm
with. Yeah,
saying. All
yeah.
of these, like this block of houses, this entire block.
No, it's
Is
like each like square thingy.
oh, it's square.
Yeah, because this one houses 30 and this one houses 94.
So the level 3 houses 94 then.
Yeah,
And then the smaller ones house 30.
Yeah, and the second one houses 60, I think, or something.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. What are these building complexes? Jesus Christ.
We also
Unlikely,
have
by the
way
way.
too much pottery, so you're getting fired. Bye.
You didn't even blink. You're like, get out.
I mean, could
Get
be
out
worse.
of
I
my
could be
court.
like declaring more like that. I mean,
Yeah. Don't even want to see you again. Population. So we're above the population. Okay. So we have 3 standard houses and we need 32.
yeah, which is these.
Yeah.
We
So,
have
but because we
0
have a
by
poor
now.
economy, it just does not work.
Yeah, because I didn't really pay attention to it.
Yeah. Yeah, the ziggurat is being built.
I mean, that's why we're here for, right? I mean, who cares
Slow
about
and
it?
steady wins the race.
We're halfway there.
Living on a prayer. There, I said it. I said it.
I hope this is not my life. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. So I think I'll just load the other one because it's gonna take forever. I hope I still have it though.
I like autosave mission Uruk period. You have a couple
No,
of
that's the
autosaves.
same one.
Oh, they are from now. Shit.
Oh.
Correct, as they say. As the kids say.
Well, I think we'll have to wait then.
Yeah, well, we still have 15 minutes, so
I mean,
maybe.
Keep pressing the E key.
Keep pressing the E key. Keep saying people living like not even a single standard house at this point. Just do something for this economy. Just do it. Just make sure the economy thrives.
There's just too much stuff in all the warehouses. Do they have?
There in the middle, this little house, these little things with the domes, are these the storehouses? No, right?
These ones, no, the bakery.
No, the one below it.
This one.
This one, yeah. This is the warehouse.
It's a warehouse with a really great amount of wheat.
Can you zoom in?
Not more than this. But that's just the like how the wheat looks.
Oh, so it's how the okay, I see. Little bummer. Anyway, I mean, you don't want to have your wheat open air, right? That doesn't make much sense.
No, but it's just that you know what's in there. I think.
Yeah, because the other warehouse has pots on it on the right.
Yeah, because that's where all the pottery is stored.
Meh. Chirp, chirp.
What?
Anyway.
You don't store pottery.
Like, how much pottery are you gonna store? You wanna use the pottery. You don't wanna pile it. It's like you use pottery to store things in it. You don't store pottery just for the sake of storing pottery. That doesn't make sense. Let's have this huge storage space with only pots, nothing else.
I mean,
nothing in them.
Why not, right?
I mean, why? Yes, just a waste of space. But I get the visual effect of it because I guess you also have the milk on top of it, and you definitely don't want to have the milk on
On
open
top
air.
of no, but I like it's like knowing what's in its storehouse without having to open the storehouse. I mean,
Yeah, but I think you could. Yeah, okay, maybe. What can I say? You could put another visual effect over it to indicate it.
we're almost
It's
done.
like yeah, it's like the IKEA. So many things
Only
that you
need
otherwise don't
12
need.
more bricks for the monument.
So there's this misconception that there is this like this the lower level of the ziggurat and the second level, I guess, have gates that lead somewhere, but they would not. There
They
was
would not
nothing
have
in
a
there.
gate, yeah.
There is no room. There simply are no rooms.
We're done!
We are
There's a
the
text!
done. Okay, what does the text say?
Inanna was a goddess worshipped in ancient Mesopotamia as the patron of love, beauty, sex, sport, justice, and political power. She
Hey,
was
look,
originally
there's
worshipped by the
copyright.
Sumerian people, but also later by the Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians under the name Ishtar.
There we go.
So basically what you said already, but then
We've already said these kind of
in
things.
2 sentences.
Game.
Come on,
Yeah.
game.
Monk game. So there really is no reference for this ziggurat. I mean, it looks like sort of a standardized ziggurat in this case. These entrances to it, just no. I just no, because it looks like all of these are hollow and you could walk through the
Yeah,
entire thing because it has like windows and stuff.
but you couldn't because then it would collapse.
It would collapse because all of this is like mud bricks. Like this would be if you were able to make this stand like mud props to you, but it would just simply be filled with stuff. Like what kind of what can we do? I like that there's this buttresses around it. Buttresses were sort of present. It's
Yeah,
not too
yeah.
prominent here in this case, but yeah, they would be there. So once again, for the umpteenth time, this ziggurat sort of imitates the idea of the Urnamu ziggurat, the first. The whole idea. The last 10 minutes, I'm just gonna lecture about ziggurats.
So
The
kids,
whole thing.
get your notebooks out.
Get your notebooks out.
You'll have a quiz on this next week, Tuesday.
Exactly.
So I mean,
So the whole idea with ziggurats is that initially they they didn't just start building ziggurats. They didn't wake up one day and be like, you know what would be dope? To build a temple on top of 3 huge platforms. Yes, let's do this. So the way that ziggurats came to be is as a result of conservative architecture. So what that means is that they had a small temple somewhere, and then when they wanted to expand this temple, they didn't want to move it because then you would move it outside of the divine, of the location of the divine. So they would build on top of that. And then when they wanted to build another temple, they would build it on top of that as well. So eventually, by building temples on top of each other, at some point they had to make it for the next temple. They had to make a platform to build on top of that one, and then kept going until at some point we had several platforms created with a shrine on top of them. And that's why these were compact as well at that point, because they just kept building platforms so they could place the temple on top of it. That's why they didn't have anything in it, or they had something in it, but it was completely encased. We know this from several examples, but the most prominent example of this sequence is from the city of Eridu. If you Google the Eridu ziggurat sequence, you will see a very nice graph of how all these temples came to be. And we're talking about 16 consecutive temples, right? So 16 temples in a row, not counting any temples that we simply don't know because they were made from perishable materials. At some point, they did start building ziggurats from scratch. So after ziggurats had become sort of a thing, then there was this king called Urnamu, and he ruled at the end of the third millennium, so between 2100 and 2000 BC. And he was the first one to commission a true ziggurat, so to speak. So a ziggurat that was built not as a result of this conservative architecture, but because they just wanted to build a ziggurat.
I
And
want
that
a
ziggurat,
cigarette now.
yeah, he was like, I want my ziggurat. And that ziggurat is located at the city of Ur. It has been reconstructed at various points. It was dedicated to the patron deity of the city, so Nana or Sin. Um, and initially it had 3 stages, so it was like 3 platforms, um, or 2 platforms and a temple, and this really big staircase that would lead up to it. And then at some point it sort of collapsed. It was reconstructed much later. So first it was constructed at the end of the third millennium, but then it was reconstructed in the 6th century BC with 7 stages by King Nabonidus. And then it was excavated in the 19th century, but also uh, in the 20th century by Leonard Woolley, who also gave us the reconstruction of it. And a lot of the characteristics of ziggurats that we see in games actually come from the reconstructions of Leonard Woolley. This was something that was noted to me by Sebastian yesterday when we were talking about the paper I wrote. And then in the 90s, it was restored by Saddam Hussein, or by the government of Saddam Hussein. And in that reconstruction, and so the ziggurat that you see now there actually has the lower part is the Ur-3 ziggurat, so the Ur-Nammu ziggurat. And then the 2 upper layers that you see in that ziggurat actually correspond to some of the stages from the Neo-Babylonian. So what is there now is actually a mix between the 6th century ziggurat and the ziggurat from the late 3rd millennium. It sort of corresponds to what we see with this one if it didn't have these gates and it had a straight staircase going up. So they sort of very often in games that want to build a sort of authentic ziggurat, in quotes, they use the Ur-Nammu ziggurat and the reconstructions from Woolley as the blueprint of how a ziggurat would look like. I'm Aris Politopoulos, and this was my TED Talk.
I mean, you could go on for like 10 hours about this, right? Yeah.
I could keep going. I could keep going, but I'm not. I'm not gonna keep going because we also don't have 10 hours.
I mean,
Hmm.
24-hour value stream. I mean,
I mean, it's gonna happen. We don't know yet when Angus agrees, but
no, he doesn't agree. We just kidnap him and then he's suddenly in a 24-hour stream.
yeah, suddenly it happens. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, why would you do this?
Anyway, I think, yeah, even though we still have 5 minutes left, I don't think we have that much more to discuss. So let's just maybe wrap it up. I mean,
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I mean, give me your impressions about the game. Talk to me. Tell me.
I mean, yeah, I like it as in it's not that hard or it's that
Yeah.
difficult or that there's nothing really that bothers me. So that's a plus because I often get bothered by lots of stuff in games. There's the UI works, which I really love,
Yeah.
but also it also is UI which I'm like, why is this not explained?
Yeah.
It's maybe
Sure.
not a game I would play for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours like Valheim,
hmm
but it is something I would consider just playing through the entire campaign, at least, and then maybe
Yeah.
some more when there's a sandbox mode or something.
Yeah. Which
Just
should be out.
it,
Sure.
yeah, which is it's just a chill. It could be a really just chilled, laid back,
Yeah.
especially when you just have infinite resource and stuff.
hmm
And also, I just
Yeah.
like the graphics. I do really like graphics. They're pretty cool. They're pretty
Yeah,
well done.
they
Yeah,
really are pretty. Like the game looks nice. I
looks
really like
nice. Yeah,
how it looks. Yeah. No, yeah, sure. I mean, to me, to me, in many ways, just another city builder, as I've said at several points today. Um, I would mainly play it for like from an academic perspective. The fact that it is a game set in the Near East and we don't have like
yeah,
despite the fact that I've been talking about the Near East in various streams, we actually don't have all that many games set in the Near East.
No. Yeah.
So just for that, I would. But beyond that, I still have this issue of, why aren't you doing something new with the concept? I respect the work that's been put in this, and it really is really nice, and there's a lot of elements that I like. I particularly like the noises of the city. That's something I feel a lot of
Yeah,
city
that's
builders
pretty good. Yeah.
do. Because cities are noisy, right? That's one of the senses that
That's
wake up
yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
in a city. But it's such a traditional city builder game, which I mean, that's its intention, so fair. But it's just not my kind of thing.
I mean,
So
everyone their
yeah,
opinion, right? I mean,
academic. I will play it academically, but I totally respect the game and the work they've put in there, and they clearly have done their reading. And I'm sure that people who play the game will learn a lot just from these small texts.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
Going between, yeah. So
If they eventually read them, I mean, that's always the question, right?
if they eventually read them, yeah, because as I said, like
I
that's
never
one
do.
of the issues with city builders. It just doesn't, like, they use history as a skin, but it doesn't bring much out of history.
So that said, I think that was all for today.
That was all for today.
Yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday with some,
More Valheim.
of course, more Valheim, and then on Thursday I don't know what we're doing on Thursday.
Maybe we're gonna go back to Age of Empires,
Yeah,
depending on
probably.
how you
Jochem, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was all from us today. We wish you a good evening or a good whenever you're watching this. I don't know, maybe good
Maybe you're
morning.
watching
Yeah, I mean, you never know. So stay happy and stay healthy, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.